I recently went to see The Menu, a new horror comedy film directed by Mark Mylod. I thought it was okay. The film does some really interesting things, but gets bogged down by some really unoriginal tropes. The basic plot of the film is that a bunch of rich people go to an island for a very fancy dinner prepared by an esteemed chef. The chef has become jaded towards the art he once loved and feels that he needs to get back at those who ruined the art for him. If this sounds interesting to you, I recommend you go see the movie before I get into spoilers. Okay, let's get into what I don't like about this movie. I don't think this film really has anything to offer in the camera work department. Every shot is predictable with very little creativity. No shot at any point really inspired or shocked me. My favorite shots were the food shots. I'm a sucker for food movies. I can't wait to watch Boiling Point soon. I did also find the final top-down s'mores shot pretty striking. My enjoyment of these food shots are most likely due to the work of David Gelb, who was brought on the production specifically for this purpose. He is most known for his work on Chef's Table. But my biggest problems come from the narrative, starting with the main character, played by Anya Taylor-Joy. I really feel that she was completely unnecessary to the film. I would have loved this movie if it was just a bunch of rich people being trapped by the chef and the political and philosophical ideas presented were really the driving force of the movie. Instead, it's centered around this badly written, poorly acted character who I never felt any attachment to. I just think Hollywood has this idea that films always need to have a central hero who the audience can relate to and rally behind. But it doesn't. A film can be a concept film. It can try new things. It can present really interesting ideas without stumbling over stupid formulaic characters and predictable plot cliches. This movie could have been so good if you just delete the central character altogether or rework it in some way that doesn't feel so forced. In the same vein, I really disliked the burger scene. I didn't hate the sentiment that she would bring the chef back to what he loved about his art in the first place, but I really hate the way it was executed. I hate that he let her leave because she asked for a to-go bag for her burger. This film to me seems so self-aware and intelligent, but the scene and the outcome feels so forced and predictable. Really? That's what breaks the cynical, jaded chef? I felt like everything I liked about what the chef was doing and saying was completely overridden by this character oversight. It just didn't feel believable to me. This movie did not need a final girl. It really would have been something special if it just focused on the societal critique it presented. Look at Jean Renoir's The Rules of the Game, for example. It's a film about rich people at a party, and the audience gets to see how ridiculous the higher class is, just like this movie. But the difference is that there is no hero, there is no likable character, it has no happy ending, and it leaves you with this empty feeling of thinking, is this really what the world I live in looks like? Why didn't The Menu do this? I'll forever be mad about it. But let's move on to the things I did like, if you haven't already figured it out. I love the chef. Ralph Fiennes plays a great character. I hope I said that correctly. This idea of a disillusioned artist getting revenge on his fans for being ignorant in the way they consume his art is so interesting and captivating. Some of his speeches are really thought-provoking. This is my favorite element of the movie, this gray area between high art and snobbery. The line is sometimes hard to find, if there is a line at all. It really feels like at times the filmmaker is talking to the audience, like, you are what ruins my art, by sitting here and endlessly consuming without ever actually appreciating the art or what it takes to do something this complicated. There were times when I was actually uncomfortable, because I felt that I could be one of these ignorant, imbecile characters. And it's interesting that I'm here, even giving this review. Maybe the creator of this film would scoff at this video's existence. I hope he doesn't invite me to an island for a private screening of his next film. I love stories that get meta like this, like they point a finger at the audience and say, look at how dumb this is, and look at you sitting there loving it. Aphra Bain's The Rover comes to mind. I also really like the absurdity of the meals and the theater of killing all the guests. It was fun to watch, and it was never scary because I wanted everyone to die. That could be a really interesting horror movie where you are rooting for the murderer. Let me know in the comments if something like that already exists. I also really liked the slow reveal of why each character was there. It was a fun gimmick. And I think that's how I ultimately feel about the movie entirely. It's a fun gimmick, but with a little more motivation or maybe less studio control, this film really could have been something great. This movie really wanted to be a handmade cheeseburger with love, but instead it ended up being a mass-produced, formulaic, predictable Big Mac from McDonald's. It's so disappointing that a movie about enjoying true handmade art ends up falling into the trap of transaction for monetary value, exactly what the film is critiquing. But I will think about s'mores differently probably for the rest of my life. But what did you think of this movie? Did you like it? Did you see it? Do you want to see it? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.